Wriggle me this, wriggle me that. Me have 3 eyes, but I cannot see. Wagwan people, this is Peter Ivy, CEO of the Reggae Chefs and founder of Mission FoodPossible. When I was a child growing up in Jamaica, I used to hear that riddle. The answer to that riddle is coconut. Today we'll be utilizing coconut 3 ways, and we won't be having any waste whatsoever. We're going to have a sweet potato and coconut cream soup. We're also going to have a ground provision salad utilizing cocoa, Irish potato, sweet potato, and the coconut in our salad. And for those folks who are allergic to gluten or have a gluten-free diet, we're going to show you how we can use coconut flakes that are left over from creating coconut milk to create a breading or a crust for a fish fillet. All right, that's what we're going to be making today. This little guy, 3 eyes, 1, 2, 3, but I cannot see. Hear that sound? We have coconut water inside. Before I do anything with this coconut though, I have to release the water. So one of these eyes is going to be pierceable, right? It's time to find out which one. I take my knife here, I poke. Ding, 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 I think I found it. And you just gently work that knife point into that hole until you make an opening. And sometimes these eyes are a little bit narrow. I'm gonna take my mug and pour my coconut water inside. One of the things that I hear people complain is, well, how do you crack a coconut shell? But the answer to that is you can literally drop this on a concrete and you can get the meat out. But today I'll be utilizing the shell. So I'll be showing how to crack this coconut shell in an almost perfect half to be used for serving. All right, so be careful, right? It's all about precision. But remember, you don't need to do this. It's only because I'm using this to serve dishes in this afternoon. Look at that. You take your knife and you separate that coconut. It's not perfect. I mean, well, it's kind of perfect. This is what we want, right? Take your knife, saw that coconut, take a spoon, and you can start working your way around the shell to remove the coconut from the shell. Now, dried coconut, once it exits the shell, will have a brown material that is on the outside. And there you go. 2 coconut halves to use later. Now that we have our coconut outside of the shell, we're going to dice our coconut in order to put it in our blender to make coconut milk. But here's the thing. Sometimes a coconut will have this brown residue from removing it, after removing it from the shell. What we have to do is take a knife and remove that brown residue as much as we can, because it will affect the color of the cream. It won't affect the taste, but it will affect the color of the cream. And we just remove as much of that as possible. Now what I'm removing, we can put in the oven, we can toast it, we can add it to our salads. Everything on the coconut is reusable, right? I'm taking my knife, cut that in 2, and we're just going to be dicing the coconut. What we're trying to do is make coconut milk. I have about 2 cups of coconut, of diced coconut in here, and I'm adding 1 cup of water to my blender to create coconut milk. I'm going to blend on high until empty our blended coconut inside the strainer. As you can see, what I'm getting here is fresh coconut milk from my blended coconut. And coconut milk is very versatile. You can use it in porridges, you can use it for soups like what we're doing today, you can use it in smoothies, you can use it basically in all aspects of cooking. Coconut flavor, coconut adds this rich flavor to anything that is added to. What we have is coconut milk, and this is going to be our base for our soup. Now that we have our coconut cream, I'm going to head to the stove and prepare a saucepan to start that soup, that delicious soup that we're going to make. Put that on a low medium flame. We're going to put 2 tablespoons of olive oil. We're going to add some onions, 2 pressed garlic. We're going to saute those onions until they're soft or translucent. And we're making a really simple sweet potato and coconut cream soup. We've added our garlic, we've added our onion, and we're going to let that simmer a bit until we have translucent or soft onions, right? Next, we're going to add thyme. Add thyme for a little bit of flavor. Take that round a bit, or stir. We have translucent onions. We're going to add our sweet potatoes. Can let that simmer for about 60 seconds. Now that we've had our sweet potatoes and our onions sauteing for about a minute and a half, we're going to add some of that coconut milk that we created from blending the coconut. Right, about 1 cup of coconut milk, and that is to cook those sweet potatoes until they are soft. And what you're really hoping to catch here, you're going to let these sweet potatoes cook until a fork can slide easily through those sweet potatoes. Because remember, all of this is going to go into the blender and be blended until it's smooth. So what we're really doing here is cooking the sweet potatoes until they are soft. So while we have our sweet potatoes being sauteed on the stove, we can move to our coconut and our coconut, sweet potato and Irish potato salad. We're going to get our ground provisions ready for the salad. Again, sweet potato, cocoa and Irish potato are the 3 ground provisions that are going to be in our soup. Now I love ground provisions, right? It encourages the agricultural industry, eating with indigenous foods. Peel my potato. Use my peeler to peel my sweet potato. Now my sweet potato I'm actually going to put in the oven and not to boil. I'm putting the Irish potato and the cocoa to boil, and putting the sweet potato in the oven to be roasted. I'm putting that in the oven to be roasted so that we can have a nice crunch to our salad. So we have our sweet potatoes cubed, and we're going to put them in the oven. Oven dish, sweet potato, and a little bit of olive oil. A little bit of olive oil to ensure that they don't get too brown from being in the oven. Stick these in the oven for about 15 minutes. Preheat 350 degrees. And our sweet potatoes are in the oven for our salad. Cut a piece of my cocoa here. Give it a go with the carrot peeler. Sometimes when people think of salads, we only think of greens, leafy greens, and vegetables. But our ground provisions that we have plenty of in the Caribbean is also perfect for salads. And our cocoa. We're just going to cube those. can put these in a bowl and come back to these afterwards. Now that we have our ground provision cubed and cooked, I put the Irish potato and the cocoa to boil and the sweet potato in the oven to be roasted. We're ready to combine our ingredients for a salad, right? I'm going to take my roasted sweet potato. I already have in the bowl the cooked cocoa and the cooked Irish potato. I'm going to take my roasted sweet potato and add that to the bowl. And I like roasted sweet potato roasted till it's crunchy, so it will have that darker color. You can roast for as long as you, for as much crunch as you want in your salad. I'm going to take my mixed veggies, string beans, corn, and carrots, freshly cut, and add some of that to my salad for color. I'm also going to add to my salad some turmeric aioli. You can use that to combine ingredients. And what this is store-bought mayo. Don't be afraid of store-bought mayo, or you can make your own mayo. And I added some turmeric powder and a splash of lemon juice to make my turmeric aioli. I'm going to combine these ingredients. This is some powdered seasoning. I combined black pepper, seasoned salt, garlic powder, all-purpose seasoning. You know, we're Caribbean people, so we love our seasoning. Everything's supposed to taste good. Dash of that. And we have our coconut. This coconut was actually toasted in the oven for about 3 to 5 minutes to get that nice brown color that you see there. And toasting your coconut in the oven actually brings out and enhances that coconut flavor. So we're adding coconut to our salad. We can add more aioli, turmeric aioli, and more mixed vegetables for color. And there we have it. We can set this aside so we can work on our other coconut dishes. Now that we've softened up our sweet potato in the coconut milk on the stove, what we really want to do is get this mixture into the blender for a smooth blend. Remember, we're making sweet potato and cream of coconut soup, right? So we really want to get this mixture into our blender. And depending on the power of your blender, you can actually go 30 seconds for one straight shot or 30 seconds 2 times, depending on the power of your blender. And now we have a smooth mixture. We're going to return this to our saucepan to finish off our soup. Now that we've returned the smooth blended mixture inside the sauce, into the sauce pot, we're going to finish this off with a little bit more coconut milk, right, to finish our soup. Just incorporate that into the blended sweet potatoes. And this coconut milk, what's left is about 1.5 cups. So we used 1 cup to cook our sweet potatoes, and another 1.5 cups to finish off our soup. And what I'm doing now is I'm going to add some Scotch bonnet peppers. I'm going to add my seasoning. You know that it's not just salt, it's not just pepper, it's a little bit of all-purpose seasoning. And it's about, right, just a dash of black pepper, garlic powder, and seasoned salt. And we're going to combine this. Coconut is one of my favorite ingredients to work with because coconuts help raise the good cholesterol inside of our bodies, which is great for heart health. Coconut is known to be good for the hair, teeth, and bones, right? So that are some of the health benefits of cooking with coconut. Now our soup is at its desired consistency and it's looking beautiful. The color is gorgeous. So here's what we're going to do. Pour some of this soup. So far you've seen me utilize coconut in two ways. The first way was in a salad. It was a ground provision salad with Irish potato and cocoa that was boiled on the stovetop and sweet potato that was roasted in the oven to give it some crunch, and we added some toasted coconut to that. The second way was a sweet potato and coconut cream soup. Now the third way, we believe in reducing food waste. We believe in maximizing every food to its fullest potential. So what happens to the coconut after we've blended it and squeezed all that juicy, tasty, flavorful milk out? What's left can be used as coating for frying foods, frying vegetables, frying fish, and I'm going to be using that today to fry my fish fillet. Here's what that is good. One, it makes use of what would sometimes become waste, but here's how it's helpful. A lot of people suffer from gluten allergies or enjoy a gluten-free diet. Using the coconut thrash that's remaining is just as good as breadcrumbs, if not better, but without the gluten and without using flour. We have our fillet. We also have an egg wash right here, and our fillet is seasoned with our powdered seasoning, black pepper, seasoned salt, and garlic powder. We can just add some to that, rub that in, dip it in our egg wash, take our fillet, dip it in our egg wash, and coat that with coconut. As I said, what we're using here sometimes would go to waste, right? We listed the health benefits of coconuts earlier. We listed its benefits to society in general. But here's something that sometimes gets overlooked. Coconut is also great for the environment, right? Coconut actually is a really great produce and plant to fight climate change. Once we finish coating our fillet with our coconut flakes here, we're going to take it to the stove and hopefully the oil is hot and ready to go. We're frying these till they're golden brown. While we're waiting for our fillet to be fried crisp and golden, coconuts are really great for the environment. We're all aware of the changes of climate change and the effects of global warming. Plants such as the coconut tree sequester carbon dioxide. What that means is that it captures carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and store it in the soil. Because coconuts can live for 50 to 60 years, coconuts are really great for the environment in capturing carbon dioxide and storing it into the soil, versus other plants that sequester carbon dioxide, but once you harvest these plants within a short turnaround, they will release back some of that carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. And so from a regenerative perspective, from a regenerative agriculture perspective, coconuts are exemplary plants and produce to work with because they are great for the environment and great for the soil. So our fish fillet is nice and golden brown. So we're going to take it out right now and see what we have. See, I placed a paper towel over my plate to kind of soak up that excess oil from frying. We're going to take these over back to our counter. So look, we have some perfect golden brown fish fillet fried in our coconut that we have left over from our blender from making the coconut milk. And if you have a gluten-free diet, if you are allergic to gluten, this is perfect for you. No flour, no breadcrumbs, just juicy fish fillet fried with coconut. Everybody has gone cocoa for coconut. Remember, I've utilized coconut in 3 different ways. And as you can see by my coconut husk, nothing went to waste. The first item on the menu was a sweet potato and coconut cream soup. The second item on the menu was a ground provision salad with cocoa, Irish potato, roasted sweet potato, and coconut. And that is what I'm going to be putting in my coconut husk. So let's get my salad over here. Scoop some out and add that to my coconut husk. You know, I'm a old-fashioned type of guy. Give me a coconut husk any day and I'll be right at home. Plates are overrated anyway. If you agree with me, send me an email. Let's add some more to that. Now, as you can see, all the colors are popping right now, and my turmeric aioli is giving that a nice rich yellow color. Let's place that right here. Next up, we have our sweet potato and coconut cream soup. Sweet potato gave that coconut cream a nice rich color, and I've garnished with some roasted coconut flakes that I put in the oven when you guys weren't looking. I'm going to garnish that with 1 sprig of thyme to add some color to that. So far, looking good. How am I looking? Remember that fish fillet that we fried using the leftover coconut from the blender. And this is great for people with gluten allergy, or they utilize a gluten-free diet. You don't have to use flour, or you don't have to use breadcrumbs to create that nice golden crust. And we're still looking great, right? We're still looking good. Let's garnish our fish fillet with some scallion for a pop of color. You've just seen me utilize coconut in 3 pretty amazing ways. First, in a ground provision salad using cocoa, Irish potato, and roasted sweet potatoes and coconut chunks, and in a sweet potato and coconut cream soup, and also as a crust for our fish fillet. Remember, you can utilize coconut in a variety of ways. Coconut is great for our health, and it is great for regenerative agriculture. Enjoy. And I hope you guys find creative ways to continue to utilize coconut. We are Caribbean people, and coconut is a part of our identity. Show me that love. Make believe we're alone.